time, there was a peddler who sold caps. But he was not like an ordinary peddler. He carried his caps on his head. He had his own blue cap, and then he had a brown cap, and a green, and a blue, and a pink, and a purple hat. One day, he was selling hats, and nobody wanted to buy any. He walked up and down town. Okay, walk up and down the street, and he called, "Caps for sale."
Caps for sale.
Whoops, whoops. Be careful. Be careful. You can hold them on if you want.
You're his partner too. Okay. You're his partner too.
Yell, "Caps for sale" again.
Caps for sale.
50 cents.
50 cents.
But nobody would buy a cap. So he went for a walk in the country. And he slowly and carefully walked, and he found a nice big tree. And he sat down real carefully, maybe with one hand on his head, so they didn't fall. And he sat down carefully in front of the tree. And he felt to make sure all his hats were there. His brown and his green and his pink and his blue and his purple hat. And he went ahead and he went to sleep. Okay. Now the peddler's asleep and the monk. Everybody gets one. That's enough. Make sure everybody has one. Okay.
Put him on.
Okay.
Put him on.
He took a long nap, and then he woke up and he stretched his arms, and then he felt to see if his hats were all there. All he had was his one blue hat. And he looked to his right, and he didn't see his hats. And he looked to his left, and he couldn't see the caps. He looked in front of him, and he looked behind him, and he looked behind the tree. No caps. But then he looked up in the tree. And you know what he saw in the tree? He saw on every branch a monkey. On every monkey was a green or a tan or a blue or a pink or a purple hat.
Oh, this one?
Or brown.
This is not brown.
"You monkeys," he said,
You monkeys.
"give me back my hat."
Give me back my hat.
And he shook his finger at them. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Oh." This made the
And then my hat
peddler,
fell off.
this made the peddler angry. So he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot. And he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps."
You better give me back my cap.
But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "All right." By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps."
And the monkey said...
But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him. At last, he became so angry that he took off his own cap and he threw it on the ground and started to walk away. And then all the monkeys took off their caps and threw them on the ground. So the peddler picked up all the hats. And he got them all back again.